Yo guys, it's George here from Archee Drums. Welcome back to another video. This video I want to talk to people that are thinking about learning a new instrument or want to sort of get into the music industry in some way or another. And I think I know some of the questions that are probably going through your head because I get asked these questions a ton myself from people that want to learn an instrument. One of the questions is, what's the easiest instrument to learn? What's the fastest instrument to learn? And what takes like the least amount of work? And yeah, they're the sort of common questions I get. And first of all, I want to just say again, you need to get rid of that mindset. You need to just wipe that clean straight away from the get-go. If you try to learn an instrument because you know it's a term in terms of speed and it's the easiest to learn, then you're not probably going to last a long time playing it. So there's no real point. You want to choose the instrument which excites you the most, the one that when you look at people play, you want to be that person. That's going to give you that inspiration, that motivation to want to put in the practice and want to learn the instrument. Makes sense, right? If you're just going to choose something because it's the easiest, then you might find that you don't even enjoy the instrument and you've chose it for the wrong reasons. You've ended up spending a load of money on the instrument and some lessons, and actually after a few months you think, this just isn't for me. And then that kind of puts you off learning an instrument altogether, and then 10 years, 15 years later, you're going to be one of those people which says, oh, I always wanted to learn the drums, I always wanted to learn the guitar, but now it's too late. I get so many people that tell me it's too late now to learn the instrument, or it's, you know, I've waited too long in life, or I'm too old now to learn an instrument. And it really is mental, you know. First of all, you're never too late, you're never too old. That's a myth number two. So yeah, the point I'm trying to make here, guys, is that if you are thinking about learning an instrument, choose the one which excites you and that scares you a little bit as well. You know, the one that really, wow, I'd love to be able to do what he's doing. That's the kind of reaction you want to be getting. In terms of drums, which is my main instrument, I also do play guitar, and I can tell you from experience that learning the drums, and when I do teach new students drums, it is probably the fastest instrument to play like a first drum groove, for example. So in terms of never playing an instrument before to then being able to play an instrument, drums is one of them things that if you've got a half decent hand-eye coordination, you can pick it up pretty fast. I've actually did a little experiment with a lot of my friends who are completely non-musical. They don't have any musical background or family. I'm like the only person they know who's a musician, and I've got them to my house and I've said, right, I'm going to teach you how to play a drum groove, and I want to see if you can learn it within like 10 minutes, to the point where you're actually playing it on your own and you're quite confident with it. And they're always like, nah, man, I just cannot play it. Like, I can't even rub my belly and tap my head at the same time. I'm useless. And I always say, just let me try, you know, let me just teach you the proper way and let me show you exactly how it is and break it down. I promise you it's not that hard. Okay, so off we go, right? And within 10 minutes, I promise you, know, like so many of my friends, I'd say 99% of the people that I've tried this with get it. I do get the very, very rare person which just, the wires just do not seem to go together. They're just constantly crossed and they just can't seem to hit drums at the same time, things like that. And again, that's not a bad thing, because if you worked on that, you would eventually get over that and you would rewire that brain pattern. But yeah, what I'm trying to say here is that playing the drums is probably, in my opinion, one of the fastest instruments that you can get to the point at where you can actually play it. And I actually had one of my friends and he couldn't believe that he was playing a drum beat, and I put on a song, I think it was John Mayer song, which I talk about John Mayer a lot because he's one of my favourite artists, and he was playing this basic drum beat that I told him, and I put the song on and I said, just play it again, but you know, feel it in the music and play along to the song and try and sing it in your head. And he got quite emotional because he just couldn't believe that he was playing along to a song and it was him playing the drum kit and he was in time and he was playing it and it sounded great. And I just said to him, you know, like, imagine this was now with other musicians, like you could actually play along with them, and how much fun would that be? And yeah, it was just a really cool experience to see that. And I think if you are thinking about learning an instrument, you know, the fastest way, I would say that drums is probably the one for me that I learnt the fastest. I mean, with guitar, for me, it took me quite a while to get my chord shapes and then start changing from chord to chord. You know, that does take up that muscle memory time. Whereas drums, you can kind of get on there and start playing. But, like I said at the start of this video, never ever choose an instrument because you think it's the fastest one to learn. Always choose the instrument which excites you and which you feel like you can be most passionate about in the long run. So as always guys, I'd love to hear what you think about what I'm talking about. I'm just sharing thoughts in my head, to be honest. So I'd love to have a little conversation with you in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you are thinking about learning an instrument as well. And I'll try and help you, have a conversation with you and see what's best suited for you. So yeah, comment below, share the video. Let's get everyone involved. I'd love to start a good discussion on this, guys. And I'll see you in the next video.